So when you go to the grant writer directory and hire a grant writer that's been vetted by us, by someone who has more than 20 years of grant writing experience, you're definitely getting the best of the very best. You're also getting an entire team behind that person that reviews the grants, that gives the training and all of the support. And you're also hiring someone who has professional services, who can work on retainer, who has a certain scope of work and professionalism. Today, I want to introduce you to a tool we've built to help you move forward in your funding journey, our Grant Writer for Hire directory at grantwritingandfunding.com/directory. Whether you're a lean team working in North Africa or in a US nonprofit ready to scale, this could matter. Here's the reality. You're juggling delivery, community relationships, outcomes, and also have to write proposals. Most nonprofits do not have a full-time in-house grant writer. Grant writing usually just gets thrown on the lap of a staff person, or many organizations are trying to win serious grants with partial resources. When you can bring in someone, the difference is mind-boggling. Over the years, I've seen how the right grant writer transforms a funding pipeline. I'm Holly Rustick with Grant Writing and Funding. I'm a grant writer, strategist, and working with nonprofits, educational institutions, advocacy organizations, and most importantly, hundreds of freelance grant writers, and helping them connect to the right nonprofits and organizations. Today, I want to introduce you to a tool we've built to help you move forward in your funding journey, our Grant Writer for Hire directory at grantwritingandfunding.com/directory. This is not a hard sell either. It's me sharing something I believe in, whether you're a lean team working in Africa or in a US nonprofit ready to scale, this could matter. Here's the reality. Your nonprofit's mission is urgent, especially in these days. Most nonprofits do not have a full-time in-house grant writer. When you can bring in someone whose zone of genius is grant writing, the difference is mind-boggling. A professional becomes not just a writer, but an asset builder. You create a proposal, a budget, a narrative, and you're continually looking for grants, watching out for deadlines, also thinking about other strategy to help the nonprofit get funding. And then you can actually reuse, adapt, or build on our master grant application for longer term support. This is absolutely amazing. So what is the Grant Writer Directory? At our site, you will find a curated network of professional grant writers, freelancers, or small business owners who many have deep experiences with nonprofits, foundations, and sometimes international donors. They've also been vetted, where they have ethical standards, professional practice, proven track records. Just to be listed on our Grant Writer Directory, they have to be in our programs, and they have to have won at least 4 grants and had us review at least one of them. These grant writers, even new grant writers that are listed there, they know narrative, budget, and alignment with funders, because that's what we teach. You can browse their profiles, check their region, cause areas, experience, and choose a person who fits your mission, size, budget, and timeline. It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's about match and empowerment. One example, inside the academy, a student reported that within 4 months, she secured more than $210,000 in grant funding. And that comes from a case study of a beginner grant writer inside our programs because of the training that we offer. So every single person, grant writer for hire listed on our directory, has access to our training and has our training and has been vetted personally by us. What this shows is that with the right system plus support plus resources, someone starting out can be quickly effective. For you as a nonprofit, this means choose a writer who's supported by a strong professional ecosystem. Because even in the Freelance Grant Writer Academy, we offer unlimited grant reviews. That means our team is even reviewing your grants before they submit them to you. In relation to the directory, imagine hiring a grant writer who already has that ecosystem of disciplined practice. You get more than a document, you get process, clarity, and reuse. If your nonprofit is thinking of using the Grant Writer Directory, here are 3 forward-thinking questions. 1, are we ready for a grant writer? If you already have mission clarity, program logic, measurable outcomes, and at least a basic budget framework, you're in a position to benefit the most. Also ask, what outcome do we want from this relationship? Are you after one major grant with a big funder, or do you want to build a pipeline of applications over 12 months? The clearer your goal, the better the match. And of course, how will we use what we develop? because you're buying more than a single proposal. We actually recommend that freelance grant writers will give the nonprofit a specific scope of work with a specific amount of time and deliverables. That means that the narrative plus budget you build should become a reusable asset for future submissions, not just something one and done. Here's a second real story. The Academy also reports student business outcomes like $500,000 in grants in 3 months and doubled clients for one student, or $12 million in funding rewarded for others. Now, why does this matter for you as a nonprofit? Because the same professional systems that allow those grant writers to generate that level of income can serve your mission when you hire them through the directory. The writer isn't just learning about grant writing for your project for the first time. They've been through the rigor, the templates, the review cycles from our academy. You benefit from all of that. So here's a simple action plan. Visit the Grant Writer directory at grantwritingandfunding.com/directory and browse profiles of our grant writers that we have vetted there. Shortlist 2 to 3 who match your mission, region, if international, type of funding that you're targeting, and your budget. And then you schedule a brief discovery sales call. Talk about your timeline, programmatic logic, budget story arc, what your goals are, etc. And choose the grant writer that fits not just by cost, but mission alignment, communication style, experience, and capacity. Of course, think long term. You're not just paying for words, you are investing in strategy, clarity, and future capacity. So here's how I see it. The Grant Writer for Hire directory is a tool, a strategic next step for your funding journey. If you're ready to grow your impact, strengthen your funding base, and craft competitive proposals, this is a smart move. And if you'd like to connect with me personally, I'm happy to chat too. If this episode helped you think differently about how you'll fund the next chapter of your work, please give it a like, subscribe for more insights, and share with colleagues who might benefit. Thank you for the work that you're doing and the communities you serve. I look forward to what you'll build with the right grant writer partner. And as you know, we're building a movement to secure $1 billion in grant funding for clients in our programs. You're going to be a part of that movement with us, and we're already well over a quarter of the way there. We're on task to do that by 2030. So when you go to the Grant Writer directory and hire a grant writer that's been vetted by us, by someone who has more than 20 years of grant writing experience, you're definitely getting the best of the very best. You're also getting an entire team behind that person that reviews the grants, that gives the training and all of the support. And you're also hiring someone who has professional services, who can work on a retainer, who has a certain scope of work and professionalism. But if you are looking and you have a budget and you're looking to hire someone and you're really serious about growing grant writing for your nonprofit or organization, please visit the Grant Writing directory at grantwritingandfunding.com/directory. And you can be a part of our movement so we can help your organization get funding, and you'll be a part of the $1 billion that we help raise in the world.